Okay, see if you can do this.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
It is that we are delighted to be here as always with all of you. I want to remind you that although right now many of you are feeling a lot of angst and the energy, especially during your full moon time, was extraordinary, causing some havoc and upheaval, it is beginning to settle. And we are wanting you to remember who it is that you are. And we are here because there is so much happening, and we knew that it was going to accelerate, but it's going to keep accelerating and accelerating and accelerating. And in order for you to weather it, you are going to have to own who it is that you are. You're going to have to remember who it is that you are. You're going to have to stand in your strength, in your power. You're going to have to utilize all of the internal knowing and tools that are laying within you, in which you have been accustomed to and have been taught and have heard and have read about for a very, very long time. For this is the time to get out your toolbox, to open it up and to use it, to dust it off a bit. Don't leave it in the corner going about your life as usual. For if you go about things as you always have, you will be forced to get out your toolbox in order to stabilize yourself on a physical, emotional, and mental level. For some of you may be having difficulty during sleep time as you're receiving surges of energy that will be coming through you as you're upgrading the light within your being. Others of you will be feeling pressure around your head or your spine as though you are opening up to a new vibration, and there sometimes can be a resistance to that because it is an overwhelm. It is that the vibration that was moving through Kelly's circuitry, which is at a higher frequency than that in which she was resonating with, which caused a discordant vibration, taking time for it to recalibrate itself. And this may be presenting itself in any and all of you through physicality issues that may be showing up, or it may come in that everything that you were used to, or an idea of what you knew to be, or an identity, or even a job or a way of living, or something has been pulled out from underneath you, causing you to be wobbly. Or it could be a belief system that you have and that you've been holding, and perhaps others aren't holding the same, and in great surprise of that, you feel everything is being pulled out. There's different ways that it may begin to present or to show itself to you. But what it is requiring is that when it is occurring, for you to love yourself, to be compassionate with yourself, to be compassionate with others, and to take the time needed to calibrate to the new energy, to the new vibration, not to push through it, or not to deny it, or not to feel it. That is essential. But at the same time, as you are feeling it, you will be shedding it. For there is a great shedding occurring right now as there is a dissolving of very dense energies, in that the game that you have been playing is coming to an end. And what do we mean by that? Well, you chose, and we want to remind you of that because we don't want you to drop into victimhood right now, that you chose to be here during this extraordinary time, and that you wanted to play in this possibility of energy that is existing, and you wanted to be an energy that was participating in the unfoldment of this beautiful metamorphosis process that is occurring as you're going to become lighter and lighter and more spacious and more open. But as that's occurring right now, it might feel like you're being squeezed through something. But we want you to know that as you're squeezing through it, you will pass through to the other side, that you are shedding and dissolving and releasing and letting go and grieving an old way of being, whether that be socially, whether that be politically, whether that be emotionally or physically, or in a relationship. You are dissolving dense energies that are no longer serving you, in which you are being pushed through and passed through this entry point. And you are all converging, in a sense, in timelines through this one portal of entry, in which when you come out the other side, you will come out in a much lighter aspect with a much higher vibration and a new perception. But as you're going through this process, each and every one of you have different roles to play, and there are different segments of your population around the globe that are participating in different parts of this process. And none of them are better or less than others. Some of them may be vibrating at a higher frequency than others, but it is very important not to judge or to label the process of another or even the agenda of another, knowing that they have signed up to play their role, and that every role in this play is essential for the unfoldment of where it is leading. And some of the roles are to shine light on areas, to expose things to be seen and to be brought to the forefront. And that may be their role. And another person's or energies or collective vibrations may be to pivot division against one another and to play the game of right and wrong, or even the game of war. And they are playing out that particular role. There are other roles where one is the role of the beer, where they are just the observer and the witness of what is occurring, and they are not active participants in it. They are just being and holding a certain state of consciousness. Many of them may be those who meditate for long periods of time, living in monasteries or so on. There are endless different categories of roles and beings that are playing out different parts. And it is that we, as I speak of, not as we, as all beings that are in this realm, that are supporting, moving through, and communicating with others, but in this particular segment, as the vessel of Kelly in which I am using, we are looking for those who choose or are wanting to play the role of the visionary, because we are needing those to hold a vision of what happens when you get through the tunnel and when you are on the other side. Once you have squeezed through and you are being welcomed into a higher octave of a new way of being, there has to be the architects who make plans and who build and who put things together and who have foresight and vision as to what will be. And so it is that if you feel that you would like to be a part of that and you want to be a visionary in the architectural building plans and the creation of a new way of being collectively, then you are participating in our work together as we are building a grid of light that is vibrating at a high frequency of love across the planet. And these are our star seed beings. You have been seeded here to come to plant literally new seeds that will grow and expand into something that will be born that has never in a way been grown before, that is almost unrecognizable, that you are not familiar with, but that you know is radiating light and that comes from pure source. And so in order to do that, it is that the soil needs to be leveled and it needs to be purified. It needs to be turned and it needs to be cleared and ready for planting. And right now it's all being turned up. And as it's being turned up, it's a little messy and muddy and uncomfortable. And it means that you might be feeling density. And so what we're wanting to do with you today is to help you to open up more, because what happens when you start to be afraid of the unknown, because you see the vision hasn't fully been formed, because enough of you haven't fully formed it to hold it. And so we need those who are willing not only to be the architect and the builders of the new vision, but to be the ones that have the capacity and the strength and the fortitude to hold that vision in place, so that it can begin to stabilize itself, so that it begins to create a molecular structure of form that begins to densify into the material to become reality, so that you as a collective consciousness becomes more aware and passes through this tunnel. You open up into this new earth and you are there, and those who have built it are welcoming you. And then once you begin to arrive, you will all participate in continuing to build it and to make decisions and rules about how things will unfold and what it will be like. And so those right now who are playing the role of the decisive, the division ones, or the ones of the exposures, or the ones of the beings, there's so many different roles, and they are not participating in the vision role. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. But they then will need some place to arrive to. And it is those of you who choose to be the visionaries, who remember that you were here to hold a vibration of something higher than that in which is being projected at you currently, and to be able to maintain that vibration, are the ones that we are looking to call upon now to collectively gather together to begin to create the new vision and to hold it, so that when the collective passes through the birth canal and passes through that deep tunnel of contraction and opens up, there is a place for them to arrive at that has already some roots and some stabilization, that then the creation of the masses will continue to add to, collaborate, collectively create all together. And so it is that in order to do that, you cannot hold that vision if you are not emanating enough light. Light is information. And a lot of times you'll hear in communities, one will say love and light. And what that really is that love is creation itself. Love is where creation is formed, and light is information. And so it is that you cannot have access to the higher octaves of information, of codes that are being received, unless you are emanating enough light to merge with it. And that can only occur with a shedding and a releasing of the old and a dismantling of it. And that's why you're witnessing the dismantling and the division and the upheaval of so much happening around the planet. And we've talked about this for years and years and years, that it would be coming and it would intensify and it would intensify, and it is, and it's going to continue to. And that is nothing to be afraid of. It is just that you are merging. If you are out like this together, you're coming together. It's kind of like a traffic jam, and you're all caught in the traffic, and you all have to merge into this one lane in order to pass through this particular passageway into this new vision that you are creating. And right now you're just jammed up in the traffic. And how long you're going to have to sit in that traffic in order to you are willing to cooperate with one another and let each other in the lane, and recognize that you have to be honoring to everyone in whatever lane they have chosen to be in. Because if you keep bottlenecking up and not allowing and being compassionate to the others on the left or the right to come into that center lane in order to pass through, you're going to be caught in traffic for a very long time. And then there are those who are going to stop as they're driving along and look at the car accidents. And right now there's car accidents coming at you everywhere. And if you all keep stopping and looking at them, that's even going to take you longer to get through this traffic jam. So what we're wanting you to do is to have a vision of what is on the other side of the destination of where you're going, and not get so caught up here right now in the distraction of all of this that's going on. And so we're calling upon you. And when I say we, I am talking not just about the angelic realm, but I am talking about the galactic energy beyond that, beyond your even understanding, because the Earth's ability to ascend into a higher vibratory frequency is of the concern not only of Mother Earth and Gaia, her planet herself, and her species that live and dwell upon her, and humanity and the collective consciousness of humanity, but her success in reaching these higher octaves of vibration are also interrelated to the galactic force around the planet, around the universe, around however you want to perceive it, all the connection that it is connected to. And so droves and droves of beings of a higher frequency are here right now, supporting all of you in this passageway. And it is very important that you are compassionate and non-judgmental of the different pockets of opinions and ways of being and perceiving and doing things, because each pocket has its role to play and has collectively chosen that prior to incarnation to play out their part. But if you feel a calling within your being that you are a part of the energies that is playing the role of the visionary, then we will continue to accelerate our work together in the starseed work, because we're going to be envisioning what this new earth is, and then having the capacity and the strength to encourage collectively one another, each of you, to hold that in form, so it becomes a resident of energy that is then grounded through the strings of light into the core of Earth, to become an optional reality to step into, that is not distracted by the traffic and the standstill and the car accidents and all the drama occurring, but is moving forward toward the destination that is requiring the holding of love and light, which is information and creation. And so what we want to do today is to ask to ask yourself a couple of things. For one, we want you to know that although we're talking to you and supporting you and giving you information right now, that as time continues to pass, you will be less and less likely to be seeking outside information. You will be needing to discern and to follow your own internal guidance, your own internal knowing, and to accept that you are a divine being. You may want to go as far as saying, I am that I am, that I am, or I am God, remembering who it is that you are, that you are temporarily in this body, but that you are you, and I'm speaking to you, are everybody that is here on earth. You are in every single casing of what is called the body. You are in all of those bodies simultaneously, but your awareness of that has been cut off by source, remembering that you chose to make that leap of severing, and now that it is being reconnected, you're waking up to who you are, to your power, to your ability to create, to your ability to be the vision, for your ability to have solutions, to move forward, to make change, to collectively pull yourself out of these lower octaves. But that means letting go of what you have known. And sometimes that's uncomfortable because the things that have been familiar to you, that you have held on to be true, are crumbling. And as they are crumbling, there are parts of you that are dissolving. So what's happening physically, and although you're not aware of it, that you are physically losing, or like a snake, you are dropping different parts of your skin. They're dropping because you're going to become lighter. That is why you cannot eat as many foods, or you might push away from junk foods or heavy foods, or you cannot tolerate things, or you cannot tolerate noise or a lot of light, or so on, because you are dropping away and your light is coming out. So what we're going to show you right now is simple, and we're going to activate this within you, but we were wanting you to practice it as much as you can, because the more you're practicing it, the more light that lives and dwells already within you is able to come out and begin to expand. And as that light is expanding, then wherever it is that you are going, or whoever you are interacting with, or whatever you are doing, it becomes contagious. And this band of light begins to form around and in and through humanity on a cellular level and through the water. That's why we're very, very, very interested and working very much with the water, because the water is a conduit that connects all of you together. And as you keep raising the vibration of the water and receiving it, as we're activating codes from the higher realms and the angelic realm, as we are inundating you with these codes, as you're receiving that water, it's also helping in the dissolving of this layer of density. So you're literally becoming lighter. That's when we talk about the light body, is that the body is becoming lighter, and it also means that it's becoming filled with more information, and that information is your internal guidance system that then will guide you and navigate you through these times, opening up the space and opening the third eye to project the vision of creation of what it is that you are collectively choosing to create. And it is in doing that, you are then a foreseer in supporting the collective through this pinhole of energy that you are all trying to pass through right now. So with that, we want you to tune into your body and take a couple deep breaths. And in doing that, just ground down into the earth. And we want you to feel her heartbeat. and tune in to Mother Gaia, for she loves you deeply. She also is wanting you to know that she's all right, that you don't have to worry about her, that she might be acting out a bit right now and a bit turbulent, but this is her releasing her density as she is also ascending into a higher octave and vibration of more light. And you and her are deeply interconnected. And so you're both feeling these changes. And although they can be uncomfortable, just like the birthing process can be uncomfortable, at the end, there is a beautiful miracle. So just to have trust and confidence in that knowing. And as you ground down to her, send her your love and feel her sending her love up through the roots and into your entire pranic tube. And now I just want you to start playing with your energy. You might just want to move your hands however they want to move. And you might want to just feel your body moving. So if you feel some tension, your shoulder or your neck, you might want to just roll it or move it. And don't try to control or think what you should do. I am moving in from a high vibrational frequency into the crown of each and every one of you listening to this transmission. And as I do so, you may just allow your body and don't hold back, adjust to anything you are feeling. Just allow the body to freely move in any direction as the energy begins to start to balance itself. You might move your hands like you're in a ballet, or it may feel more raggedy, or you might not feel any movement at all. Just allow yourself to feel it and begin to tune into the fact that you are sitting in a belta of photon light. You are light, and you live and dwell and move in light. You are in light, and the light is also in you, and you and the light are one. And just begin to feel the energy of the life force that is beating your heart and the light that is moving in and out through you. Just start to feel it like a conveyor belt of that energy moving up and down. You may want to bring your hands up and down, just feeling that light there. And that light is inside your pranic tube. And in this lifetime, it has been squished into the skin of your body. So your life force is held. The light quotation we're speaking of in this moment is inside your body. And what's happening now is the vibration on the planet is accelerating. Your light is literally expanding, and it is becoming too big for your skin. It's like that saying that you're too big for your britches, right? The light is expanding. This might sometimes in the body even cause swelling or bloating. And as the light is expanding, you now have to consciously remove a layer of density to give that light more room. So we're going to do that right now with you, and you're going to actively need to participate. We want you to take your hands and put them like this so your fingers are curled like this. And we're going to bring it to the top of the head. And as you do that, I want you to feel the skin, and it's not your actual skin, but it's the layer of the physicality that's containing your light body we're going to open it. So just start to move it at the top of the crown and feel it opening. And as it's opening, it's like a pressure cooker opening and some steam, but not steam instead. It is your light is getting a little relief and it's expanding. Now take your hands and bring them to your third eye and take them out about 3 inches from your third eye and open it. Now you feel you're opening up your physicality, the containment of your being that is dense, and you can feel, just start to feel the light expanding. Oh, you're going to go down here into the face, right around the nose, between the nose and the mouth. And you're just going to open it up. It's like peeling off a layer of skin and giving room for the light to expand, moving down now to the throat. Now the throat is a big one because as you're expanding this, it's going to require the responsibility for you to speak truth at all times, opening that up. That is your truth center. And the more you speak truth, the more you can discern what is true and what is false. And feel it opening up. And that light, keep opening it. Feel the light expanding. Okay. Whew. That's a big one. Now you're going to go down to the heart. Bring your hands. Now you might have to really pry here. A lot of beings have very blocked hearts. That you've been protecting that heart area for a long time because you don't want to get hurt. So even if you can just open it a crack and let just piercing a bit of light out, that's good. If you're willing to peel it away even more, further opening it, you might just feel an expanding, allow the chest now to move forward, opening that and activating that light out. You can keep practicing there. There's a lot of heaviness on a lot of you there. You're not able, you can come back to it, but just at least let a little stream, a pinhole of light out. Now you're going to move down right below the breast and open that rib cage, as this is another area that's easily protected and constricted. Just feel it opening, opening, opening. I am open. Keep saying, I am opening and releasing this density. I am letting go of this part of my skin. I am dissolving this. You're going to move down to the solar plexus, another area. Now this often you might feel like a fire hydrant of light coming out. This is your power center. So it may just pour light out. If it does, this is wonderful. Just allow it out. You're not leaking anything. You're expanding your light and moving away these denser 3D vibrations, dropping down now to the sacral area, doing the same, opening up. And now go down into the root and open. All right. I want you to take your hands and go now behind the neck, what we call the mouth of God. You have to be prepared for this. If you're prepared, you're going to feel more exposed and vulnerable, but you're going to receive more light code information. You don't have to do this unless you want to, but this will allow you to move into a higher frequency. If you're ready, you can begin to open that allowing that light out. Keep opening it. All right. And now I want you to just, if wherever you are, if you're able to, if you can you stand up? When you stand up, I want you to lift your leg up, like your knee up a bit, and step out of your old skin. One leg up and out, and the other leg up and out. And you are leaving behind now that denser skin of the old earth behind. You might see it drop to the floor into a puddle, just like a snake would leave its skin behind. It has no energy, it's dead, it's not active, it can't follow you or do anything. It's just there. You can sweep it away if you'd like, or you may leave it for later. Knowing now that you are radiating more light at a higher octave, and that your light body has been activated to a new frequency. And now, when you feel complete with that, you may return to your seat. This activation only brings you into a higher vibration of love, creating more ease, serenity, and bliss, exposing you to a higher vibration, allowing you to align with the synchronicities of light and love. And so it is. Much gratitude for your willingness to shed this skin, moving into a higher octave and being a visionary of the new earth. Many blessings and good day.
Good day.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining today's call. That was really wonderful. I'm feeling shining more light on all of you. And next Sunday, I'll see you at 6. And I would love to see you in our Starseed group as we create a new vision for the earth and clean up that old junk. So that's happening and begins September 11th, and Starseed 2 begins October 23rd. Thank you for all your beautiful donations. I really am in deep gratitude for that. Have a beautiful night, and I will see you next weekend. All right. Love, love, everybody.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks,
Blessings.
Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
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 Thank you.
And so what we want to do today is to ask to ask yourself a couple of things. For one, we want you to know that although we're talking to you and supporting you and giving you information right now, that as time continues to pass, you will be less and less likely to be seeking outside information. You will be needing to discern and to follow your own internal guidance, your own internal knowing, and to accept that you are a divine being. You may want to go as far as saying, I am, that I am, that I am, or I am God, remembering who it is that you are, that you are temporarily in this body, but that you are you, and I'm speaking to you, are everybody that is here on earth. You are in every single casing of what is called the body. You are in all of those bodies simultaneously, but your awareness of that has been cut off by source, remembering that you chose to make that leap of severing, and now that it is being reconnected, you're waking up to who you are, to your power, to your ability to create, to your ability to be the vision, for your ability to have solutions, to move forward, to make change, to collectively pull yourself out of these lower octaves. But that means letting go of what you have known. And sometimes that's uncomfortable because the things that have been familiar to you, that you have held on to be true, are crumbling. And as they are crumbling, there are parts of you that are dissolving. So what's happening physically, and although you're not aware of it, that you are physically losing, or like a snake, you are dropping different parts of your skin. They're dropping because you're going to become lighter. That is why you cannot eat as many foods, or you might push away from junk foods or heavy foods, or you cannot tolerate things, or you cannot tolerate noise or a lot of light or so on, because you are dropping away and your light is coming out. So what we're going to show you right now is simple, and we're going to activate this within you, but we were wanting you to practice it as much as you can, because the more you're practicing it, the more light that lives and dwells already within you is able to come out and begin to expand. And as that light is expanding, then wherever it is that you are going, or whoever you are interacting with, or whatever you are doing, it becomes contagious. And this band of light begins to form around and in and through humanity on a cellular level and through the water. That's why we're very, very, very interested and working very much with the water, because the water is a conduit that connects all of you together. And as you keep raising the vibration of the water and receiving it, as we're activating codes from the higher realms and the angelic realm, as we are inundating you with these codes, as you're receiving that water, it's also helping in the dissolving of this layer of density. So you're literally becoming lighter. That's when we talk about the light body, is that the body is becoming lighter. And it also means that it's becoming filled with more information. And that information is your internal guidance system that then will guide you and navigate you through these times, opening up the space and opening the third eye to project the vision of creation of what it is that you are collectively choosing to create. And it is in doing that, you are then a foreseer in supporting the collective through this pinhole of energy that you are all trying to pass through right now.